We're live on Lunch Break Live with the owner of Rainbowlz, and that's an incredible vegan catering company. Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. Hi, everybody. Nice to be here.
And tell me who you are.
My name is Benjamin Schenken. I'm the founder and owner of Rainbowlz Catering, and we are 100% plant-based and organic, and excited to share what we do with the community.
Today, we are here with Quinoa.
Buongiorno.
And
How are you?
Yeah, we're going to actually show you how to put the veggie back in veggie burger. We are making a veggie burger from scratch, so let's get cooking.
Bum, ba, ba, bum.
Okay. All right. First of all, whenever we're cooking with veggies, and particularly for this particular recipe, we want to keep in mind that we are going to separate the veggies into hard and soft, because the soft will cook a lot faster.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
So, I've got over here some cauliflower that I started with, and I'm going to basically chop it. It doesn't even matter how you chop it, because for this particular recipe, it's all going to go in the food processor right after.
Food processor. And I've always scared of food processors. I don't know how to use them, so this is great.
Very good. And these have all been washed, because even when you're dealing with organic produce, you still want to wash it.
Of course.
All right. And that's pretty much it. I am looking, if you have your recipes, at getting about 6 cups of vegetables.
6 cups of veggies.
6
So
cups
what
of
else are we
veggies.
going to put in?
So-
I can hand you the stuff.
Yeah,
I can
very
be the
good.
hander over.
Yeah.
So when it comes to broccoli, since the flowers are what I would call soft veggies,
Yes.
I'm going to not use them quite yet. I'm going to put them back over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to get some stem, because that's good stuff too.
Oh, you cook with the stem.
Absolutely. We don't like to throw things out.
Okay.
And just about that
See, I
much will
never
be good.
really knew what to do with the stem.
Yeah.
But you're
and
saying that you can actually make veggie burger with that.
That's right. And everything's getting ground up, so it's going to be nice and even for the
Wow.
mix.
So the stem goes in.
And again, you don't need to worry about, are they the right size?
Yeah.
Or even if I actually picked the wrong thing, I think that's
Yeah.
good. The zucchini's soft. We're going to put a
Woo!
little bit of onion, which is not washed yet.
Onion.
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 Okay, and we don't need too much.
And you are a master chef, so you know how to do this very quickly.
Yes.
You're amazing the way you look at that. I usually spend 5 minutes taking off the skin, what do you call that? The wrapping. But look how quickly you did that. How'd you do that so fast?
Experience. And
So-
the experience came at a cost. So
And Betty Ann Cornwall wants to know, what are you making? We're making a veggie burger from scratch.
that's right. We're putting the veggies in the veggie burger. Like right now, thanks to companies like Beyond and Impossible, we are seeing wonderful veggie burgers pretty much everywhere.
Well,
And
this is actually a great recipe, because some people have tried to, and continue cooking while I talk, please.
Yeah.
Some people have tried to say, veggie burgers are processed meat and blah, blah, blah. Processed food that is a meat alternative. And so we're saying, hey, you can have your veggie burger 100% from veggies. Look at how we're doing it right now.
that's right. We are actually, for this recipe, going to be about 2/3 veggies and about 1/3 of some grains, where we're going to get a lot of protein, grains and legumes. So that
Wow.
is coming up shortly.
Okay, so that was what, a cucumber?
that was about half of a small zucchini.
Oh, a zucchini.
All right. Now, I've got sort of my hard stuff. I got a little celery already
You
in
want
there,
this now?
Ken.
You good?
Thank you.
Okay.
I want to point out about the celery. These greens that most people throw out, please don't. There's a lot of flavor in that.
Really?
No reason to throw it out.
There's no reason to throw out
Absolutely.
the stems on the broccoli. There's no reason to throw out the leaves on the, we can use it all.
We can
And
use
that's
it all.
one of the things that we're learning.
And I'm going to saute this really quick. I'm going to use an oil that doesn't mind high heat. That
Uh-huh.
olive oil is for
What kind
something
of
else.
what kind of oil does
This
not
is-
mind high heat?
This particular one is an organic sunflower oil.
Okay,
and all my
sunflower
stuff is
oil.
organic.
Whoa.
Very important.
Okay, wait, this
Oh,
way.
sorry.
This way so I can see. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Whoa.
Everybody in the pool.
And
Woo!
we've got that pan hot already.
Wow. Now this is going to become part of a veggie burger?
That's right.
Wow. Look at that.
We don't put the raw food into the food processor.
Okay.
We chop it and we cook it first.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
And
so we
we're gonna-
chop and cook and then put in the food processor. Thank you, Kimwa.
Thank you. We're going
Yeah.
to let that cook for a minute and
Wow,
get some more
okay.
soft stuff.
Okay.
Like these mushrooms.
All right. Now, hold on. I'm going to come back here.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, so we've got mushrooms. Okay.
All right, and by the way, a crimini, which is these guys,
Okay.
are just a button mushroom that was grown in the dark.
Okay.
It's
a
pretty
button
much
mushroom.
that's it.
Okay.
Let's
Just
have a
a-
little chopping lesson.
A little knife skill. So
Yeah.
mushrooms like to roll around. The way we stop that is we just cut one side, and now it's staying flat.
Oh.
Another trick about
Say that.
cutting.
Do that again. Wait,
Okay.
wait. That was good.
So let's get one of these.
Okay.
Get a flat side.
Oh, and then you turn. Hold on, just to show. Then you turn it over, and then
Right.
it's flat,
and
then
now it's
it'll
not
stay.
rolling anymore.
Woo!
Okay.
Wow.
By the way, if the knife is on your finger already, you can't accidentally cut yourself. That's one thing that we learn as cooks.
What?
And then are you sliding your left hand back as you go to make
Yeah, we're
sure
just
that
sorta-
there's always an open space?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
we're
good.
sort of pushing it away as we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Pushing. So the knife blade
Whoa.
actually pushes your hand back.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we got mushrooms. So
Mushrooms
far
are-
in this veggie
A little
burger
more.
that's underway. Look how he chops so well. You could tell the the years in the kitchen just watching you
Yes.
chop a mushroom.
Thank you. I have
Whoa.
many years in the kitchen. I started cooking when I was about 14 years old at summer camp.
Wow.
Wow. Look
And,
at this.
I wish I'd gone to that camp.
Yeah, it was fun. I got my first paying job at Our Contribution. I don't know if any of you remember that. It was a restaurant owned by Mike Farrell over on Burbank, across the street
Well,
from
people are
Valley
watching
College.
from all over the world,
Yeah.
so they
So,
may or may not know
okay.
about that. But
Okay.
but we love your recipe. So now you're
I'm
putting
gonna put
in.
in a little more oil.
Now you said this oil was designed to handle heat.
Sunflower is okay with
Sunflower.
high heat. I
Got
see
it.
a lot of recipes that ask for olive oil to cook
Yeah.
with, and the truth is you really shouldn't. Olive
Really?
oil is not good with high heat.
Oh wow!
And so
Learned
we
something
like
new.
to use it for salads.
Okay,
Wow.
all right, okay,
Good to know.
excellent.
And I also want to mention that you preheated the pan. Is that correct?
You know, we preheated the pan because it depends on the kitchen and it depends on the stove. This particular stove, if you see, the fire's a little small, and so it's going to take a long time for your pan to get hot. So
Got
as
it.
long as you don't forget about it, which I have done many times.
What's this?
I'm going to put a little bit of garlic.
Okay, garlic
Okay.
salt. There you
and, I'm also
Okay.
going to put a little bit of black pepper.
go. Okay, black pepper,
And
Sounds
again,
good.
everything we use is organic.
organic. This is, the aroma is starting.
Yes, it is.
And your recipes,
What's that?
this is salt.
Salt. Okay.
Salt, unfortunately, is one of the few items, along with agar-agar, where they're not certified organic because
Yeah.
they're
Right.
exempted somehow.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
I'm gonna let that cook a little more.
Woo! Look at that. Oh, this is fantastic, and it's going to become a veggie burger.
It's going to become a veggie burger. I'm going to put a little splash of coconut
Now,
aminos.
wait, let me see that because this is a key. This is one of the keys for a plant-based kitchen. Coconut aminos, or I also like Bragg's aminos.
Me too.
Yes.
That's what
But
I'm
this
into.
is instead of like soy sauce or something that's super high, it gives you that same kick, but without the
It gives-
excess sodium.
It gives you the
Wow.
flavor, and it doesn't have the soy, which some people don't want.
Yeah.
It's also
Well,
got-
that's all silliness.
Yeah.
Soy is great for us.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I make our faux chicken
Yeah.
at Rainbowlz. We use tofu.
Okay. All
Because
right.
a
Here
lot
we
of people
go.
don't want the gluten.
Yes.
so-
Okay. There we
okay.
go. Okay.
That's it,
Look at
just
that.
to
Just a
help it-
little bit like
help it
that.
cook.
Not a lot.
And did you have to go to a specialty store for that, or did you just get it at like
No.
a mainstream natural foods market?
Everybody's going to have it. All
The
natural
coconut
foods
aminos.
markets. Yes.
Fabulous.
It used to be hard to find, but now it's quite popular
Yes.
as an item.
Okay.
By the way, Oprah Winfrey urging people to cut down on meat. 40 million fans.
Thank you, Oprah. Bless
Yes,
you, bless
yes.
you, bless you.
All
That's
right.
great. I'm so glad to hear. I'm
Yeah.
going to
Yes.
get my Roboku ready. Or
Now, what's Roboku?
Actually, I'm saying that because I've been in the kitchen for so many years. Often the brand is Roboku. It's really just a food. This is a Cuisinart.
It's a food processor.
I
Okay.
I thought you were
There
talking
you go.
about meat.
The last thing I'm going to put in my pan to cook a little bit, I want to do it last
Yeah.
because I don't want it to overcook, is some fresh organic spinach.
And how does this all become a veggie burger?
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to throw it in the food processor,
Oh, wow.
and you can't have too much greens. Okay, so we're going to get some of those greens in there.
So this is super healthy, and now that, excuse me, veggie burgers are becoming ubiquitous, there are some old school people that try to say, well, they're not real healthy, blah, blah, blah. First of all, nonsense. A meat burger is super unhealthy.
Right.
And it's got cholesterol, which no vegan products has. Vegan products do not have any cholesterol. Cholesterol is one of the leading things behind heart disease. It kills
That's
one out
right.
of every 4 of us. So, okay, what's next?
Okay, we're just going to get our bowl ready because we're going to toss a couple things together before we throw it in the food processor.
Okay.
And because of the size of my flame, this is taking a little longer than we want it to, and we are
It's all right.
on a time constraint. So if you'll look at your recipes, I'm going to grab a couple things out of the refrigerator that will also go in the recipe.
All right,
Which
let's
is
see.
the recipe I'm using today. It comes from Trader Joe's. It's a par-cooked organic brown basmati rice.
Wow.
So, and these are my homemade garbanzo beans.
Woo, homemade garbanzo
Yeah, we do
beans.
everything from scratch at
Woo,
Rainbowlz.
woo, woo.
Okay.
And Rainbow Acres is one of the original vegan, vegetarian establishments. It's been here. It's been in the valley for ages. And now Follow Your Heart. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Explain that, but let's do it. Let's get the recipe continuing,
Okay.
and then we'll talk a little bit about that.
So we're going to put about a cup of each.
Yeah.
I dealt with Rainbow Acres for many years when I was
Yeah.
a manager at Follow Your Heart. We are Rainbowlz, which is
Rainbowlz, yeah.
is close to that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
a little bit of the water is
Yeah.
good. That's
Okay.
no problem. So we got about
Yeah.
a cup of garbanzo beans.
Oh wow! Look
Okay.
at that.
And we're also going to put about a cup of rice. Any bean will work. Anything's fine. I like garbanzo beans. The only thing I would recommend against is black beans because we're going to get a beautiful green color from the produce.
Okay.
And the black beans is going to
Yeah,
make you lose
yeah.
that color.
Yeah. Okay. Look
so
at that. Now that.
about a
Okay.
cup of
So
rice.
that's incredible. So this is going to become a veggie burger in very, very short time. So we've got the garbanzo beans. We've got the brown rice. We've got this incredible medley of veggies
Smells so
that Kenwa
good.
is
Beautiful.
stirring
Yeah.
up. Great job stirring,
Oh.
Kenwa.
Thank you so much. Kenny. We're going to now
Yeah.
throw that in the bowl.
Okay.
With the beans and the rice.
All right, let's
And
do
I
it.
noticed that I'm glad that you mentioned that you're using the sunflower oil rather than the olive oil, because I've noticed sometimes when I cook with the olive oil, in addition to the flashpoint issue not being the same, that the olive oil will tend to saturate the food and things can kind of become a little goopy. This sunflower oil is very light, so you're getting the flavor and the texture of the oil, and it's keeping everything from sticking, but it's not making the vegetables heavy. They
Yeah,
still-
they're very. You can see them.
Yeah.
They're not mushy. Okay, let's do it.
All right, we're going to grab these veggies, and I will take that spoon. Thank you so much for your help. And we're just going to put it in here. Now, we could, if we had a very large food processor, put it all in there, but I like to give everything a little mix before I put it in the food processor. And there's something very special that we're about to add that's not in there yet. Okay, and we're going to turn that off,
could
and
it
that
be?
is
What could it be?
fresh basil.
Ah,
Whoa, fresh basil.
this is the basil that I forgot for mine.
Oh, right. I remember that. Yes, so
Basil.
we have fresh basil, and you could use any herbs you like. I love basil. This actually comes from my friends at Country Fresh Produce at the Calabasas Farmers Market that I go to every Saturday.
Wow,
So-
everybody's
Saturday at
loving
what
this.
time?
Yeah, oh, the smell is so good. I
This
wish
is
you had
incredible.
smell-o-vision.
Ooh, this is amazing.
Now, the cool thing about this recipe is there's no doing it wrong, really.
Yeah.
Okay? You can use any vegetables. You can chop them to any size. As you see, they're about to go in the Roboku in the
Those
squeeze.
blender.
colors, the colors
Cuisinart.
are just gorgeous.
I think that's enough for
Okay.
now. All right. We're going to bring that back over there, and we're just going to toss this stuff together. Okay. so
Again, you're watching a veggie burger made from scratch.
This is a scratch-made
When it
veggie
comes
burger.
out of the processor, we're going to see what happens next.
All right. And we're just going to scoop all this stuff in there. Let me know if you need me to move somewhere. And it is going to do all the magic for us.
Whoa.
And again, you can use any veggies, you can use any rice, you can
As
use any
this is
beans.
going in, just give us what's in it.
So this is a bunch of fresh veggies. Today we used spinach, mushrooms, onions, broccoli, cauliflower, and zucchini. And we've also got in here the brown rice and the garbanzo beans. And I'm afraid it's going to be too much for one time. So.
Okay, so we'll just do a little bit.
All right.
Oh, it's very quiet. It's not a noisy blender. It's actually very quiet.
It's pretty quiet. And we don't want to purify it. We just want to basically ground it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
could someone use quinoa or millet if they would rather substitute another grain for
Absolutely.
the rice?
Any grain will
It'll
work.
still work. It'll still.
Okay.
And as you
gel.
may know, quinoa is complete protein all by itself. So
Yes.
we like to use quinoa. I just tried to pick something for this recipe that most people have in the house, even if you're not a old hippie from the 70s. So now I'm going to get this out of there. And it's okay that it gets mixed with that stuff.
Really?
We'll get the other batch in also. No problem. We
Okay,
don't want
so
to
you're-
make too many dirty dishes.
Okay, so you're putting that back in and then you're going to add more.
The other half.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, while you were chopping the mushrooms, I was thinking, I've been reading more and more of this online. There's this additional wonderful transition that's happening in farming across the planet, is that more and more poultry farmers are transitioning their coops and their structures to mushroom farms because
really?
they can use the same, you know, they need the same environment. They need darkness to grow, and they can use the coops that they were keeping all of those birds in. Once they're cleaned and sterilized, they're now growing mushrooms in there.
I know, it's amazing. The world's changing
Okay, and we are doing this.
that quickly. Look at that.
Just give it about 10 seconds, ought to be enough. Just push the sides down a little bit.
Ellen Dent says, how cool, you can make your own veggie burgers.
Yes, you can. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons I picked this recipe is because if you're like me, many people are, come Sunday, when you're getting ready for the rest of the week, for the following week, you realize that you've got a bunch of vegetables in your refrigerator that you never use.
Yeah.
Because you were very ambitious when you went shopping.
Yeah. Never shop when you're hungry. That's what
Right.
I've learned.
And, you know, the week starts and we think, okay, we're going to eat more vegetables and we're going to do this and that with all our vegetables. And you buy all these vegetables and then they're still sitting there because you never did anything.
Right.
And one of the beautiful things about this recipe is it doesn't matter if the vegetables are old or tired or spotted.
Yeah.
It is
Really? That's great.
perfect with any vegetables. I also like to do the same thing with vegetables. Throw them in a pot, an immersion blender, cook it for a while, and then you've got soup.
Wow.
So
Totally
even
easy.
if the broccoli has started to turn yellow, it's still good.
I don't care for yellow broccoli
No?
Let me-
because
Yeah. I just want to ask, because while this is going in, what is this?
So I'm going to add some oat flour, and I didn't have oat flour this morning, so what I did was I just took some rolled oats and put it in my spice grinder, and now I have oat flour.
Yeah.
And it works
Wow.
just the same way. So I need about half a cup, and that is on your recipes. And again, it doesn't need to be a science, so that ought to do it. Okay.
So this is key. Now that we've taken all the veggies, sauteed them, put them in the food processor, now we're getting to creating the consistency of a veggie burger. What was that again?
That's right. That was oat flour, and
Okay.
I did it from rolled oats. I made my own. I'm going to
Oh,
put about
wow.
another quarter teaspoon of salt and a little more black pepper. And believe it or not, we are just about there.
Woo!
And
I'm
I
gonna put
noticed
a
you're
little more of the
using-
coconut aminos.
I noticed that you're using Redmond's real salt. The real salt is wonderful because it has the spectrum of other minerals in it.
That's good. It is very good. And I only use the Redmond's real salt. I have a 10-pound bag at home that I
Wow.
use. Now, this veggie burger mix, because of all the ingredients that are in it, is really best when it sits in your refrigerator for a couple hours, and then you can form it into patties later.
Okay.
And we do have some that is in the refrigerator that has been sitting for a little bit.
I will go
So
get
we
that.
are actually going to start with that. And that is pretty much it. I'm
Whoa!
gonna take a clean towel.
Show
and-
me how you would make it into a patty, though.
So I'm going to show you what the other mix that's set a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And we'll just put this in the refrigerator.
All right. Wow. Okay, there it is. So it's been in the fridge for a while. Wow. So you could eat veggie burgers for a long time with this.
Yes, you can. I actually already made, this is half of the mix. I made
Wow.
4 patties already with this. So it's no problem.
Let's make the patties.
Yeah, I'm going to put some gloves on because
Okay.
while you can get a scoop if you have one, I like to do it with my hands.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
I find that it works really well.
Okay.
I'm going to change to a no-stick pan, which you
Okay.
can do it in a regular pan. It just tends to stick a little bit. And one of the reasons I like the no-stick pan is I use less oil.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So, as you
All right.
saw,
Okay.
I used
Yeah.
about 2 tablespoons of oil in that,
Okay.
so really not too bad.
All right.
If you're watching your fat,
All right.
and it's even though it's healthy fats.
Yes.
So
okay.
I'm just
So
going to
let's
put a
see.
little bit of oil in the pan,
Uh-huh.
and these guys should be good to go.
Now, do
All
we
right.
want to keep this burner on as well back here?
I'm going to turn that off.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
And again, I'm only going to put about 2 tablespoons.
And that's sunflower oil,
that is
which
sunflower
burns at
oil.
high heat better.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
so now the
Keep it
pièce de
good.
résistance. I'm very excited.
Okay.
Anticipation.
And I'm going to use this quarter cup measure.
Anticipation.
and kind of heaping, and just pop it into my
Oh,
hand
there you go.
and push it down. Oops.
Well, there you go.
And just form patties. Again, if you have a scoop, that's fine. You can do it that way.
And you've got your gloves on,
That's
so
it.
there you go. Okay.
Okay. And you
just
can.
gorgeous.
These are pretty small. I make them a little bigger. Actually, Rainbowlz for our parties. A lot of times we do little sliders, and that would be one of the protein options that you can build your bowl with.
Ellen says, this is beautiful. Eat a garden, not a graveyard.
Thank you. That is absolutely right. And it's not only a garden, it's a fresh organic garden. And I'm sorry to say that even amongst a lot of the vegan catering that you can get in this wonderful city, and there is a lot,
Yeah.
the commitment to organic, I feel, is
Yeah.
kind of just so-so. So
Okay.
that's probably enough for now.
Wow, look at that. There they are. Are you ready to taste test, Kenwa?
Oh, TikTok! I'm salivating.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
While that's cooking, I'm going to make some aioli, which is on your recipe.
Oh.
And I have here some of the famous Follow Your Heart Vegenaise.
oh, yes.
Now, every store seems like in the world has Follow Your Heart Vegenaise, but not all of them have the organic Vegenaise.
Oh, that's true.
So you have to make sure that your store carries the organic.
Yeah.
If you care about that, at Rainbowlz.
So what do we got here?
So this is fresh tarragon.
Love
Tarragon. What is tarragon? It's just another
Tarragon.
herb?
If
What
you,
an
Oh.
overlooked
Tarragon,
spice.
I think, is one of the most underrated spices,
Yes.
herbs on the planet. It is amazing. People who cook a lot are familiar with
Yeah.
it being in a Vegenaise sauce.
Okay.
But I love fresh tarragon, and we're also going to put a little bit of fresh garlic in our aioli. And to get the garlic peeled, we're just going
Uh-oh.
to give it a smash right
Let's
there.
see. There you go. So you are very fast. I can tell you're like an expert chef because you can get rid of. That takes me 5 minutes.
Right?
5 minutes to
Yeah.
get rid of one garlic covering or whatever.
And just
you would
a
call it.
quick knife skill is if you get the tip down and just rock, hold the back.
Okay, then you're safe.
Hold the back with these 2 fingers and you just rock.
Try it at. Do it again. Do it again.
So start with the tip and then rock.
And then you hold it. Wow. Wow.
Now, how does this tarragon come when you purchase it? Are those leaves that you have to pull off of a stem, or
I
are
will
they already
show
loose
you.
leaves?
Kenwa, if you can, to the left of the avocado, there's some tarragon. So, yeah. And then I'm going to put a little bit of garlic. I don't think I need all of that. And again, I'm going to
So
do
this
like
is-
I did with the mushroom.
This is how it comes in the package. So you just pull these leaves off of the stem.
Wow.
So as long as your left hand
Maestro.
is holding,
Maestro.
holding the tip down and the right is just rocking up and down.
Look at that. That's a real good tip.
And that's the way the pros do it.
Yeah. I could tell, I do a lunch break live every day, and I feel that cooking is an expression of personality, but there are some people who you can tell they're expert chefs, that they've
Okay.
been in the kitchen their whole lives.
And we're going to stick that in the Vegenaise.
Okay, so that's the organic Vegenaise.
That's the
right
organic Vegenaise.
there. Wow, look at that. Whoa.
Oh,
Okay.
again,
I am
the
so
aroma, the
hungry.
Quinoa,
All right.
where's my spatula? We can give that a little toss.
aroma.
All
Oh, it's
right.
right here.
We are making veggie burgers.
This one?
Oh, no.
This one?
This one over here.
Okay, we are making veggie burgers. Let's go over here and see the veggie burgers. Do they need to be
Very
flipped?
good. Let's flip these guys.
Okay, there we go. Whoa, you can
Nice
see
brown.
there it is. Look at that. Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Woo! Wow, they're almost done.
They are almost done.
All
and I
right.
actually have some that are done.
Oh, wow.
So we can use that. And actually, I'm going to grab one of those clean spoons. Great.
Thank you. There we go. There we go. Okay.
And we're just going to give that a little stir. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at that. How fast. Aioli.
Now, aioli is going to be best. Aioli is an emulsion of eggs that we, of course, don't do in vegan cooking. But Follow Your Heart's Vegenaise, which once you go Vegenaise, you never go back.
Oh, I have Follow Your Heart everything in
Right.
my kitchen. I have Follow Your Heart Vegenaise, Follow Your Heart cheese, Follow Your Heart. I mean, they have so many incredible, and there's
Faux
different,
butter.
the faux butter, and also they have different kinds of Vegenaise, like they have the chipotle, you know, like a spicy.
Yes.
Grapeseed oil.
Yeah, the grapeseed oil. Yeah. I've always wondered why is grapeseed, you know, better or worse? Is it just a personal choice?
Yeah, there are a lot of reports out. There's research has been done on grapeseed oil, and it is supposed to have some nutritional
Qualities.
properties.
Okay. Well,
so some people choose that.
now cooking these, how long do you cook them?
About 8 minutes on each side.
8 minutes on each side. Okay. Well,
And-
there you go.
And the reason we let the mix settle is the same reason we usually let the patties settle afterwards, is because they get a little more, they just set better.
Yeah.
For those of you who've ever eaten at the Good Earth restaurant, back in the old days, we used to do that and had something called the
them.
Planet Burger, and it was just mashed up
Yes.
grains and beans. And people got used to wanting something more like meat with the sort of bloody, the
Oy.
impossible
Oy,
thing.
oy, oy.
which
Well,
it's
you know
for some
what?
people, it's great.
Anything that reduces suffering,
Yes.
stops climate change,
Absolutely.
and makes
Yes.
people healthier. What I
Absolutely.
find so ironic is that the TV commentators who are now like, well, it's processed. Have they ever said anything about the meat being officially cancer causing? Processed meat
Right.
is officially cancer causing according to the World Health Organization. That processed meat, that's hot dogs, that's bacon, that's deli slices,
Yeah,
processed
the
meat, how most
nitrates
people
also.
eat meat. And yet now they're suddenly, they're all concerned about health. Where have they been
Right.
for 30 years?
Yes.
You know, until the Beyond Meat burger came out, and the Beyond Meat burger is cholesterol free, and it is much healthier than meat.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
so, and ditto for all the vegan products.
Yes.
Right.
So, where are we here?
We're gonna just clean up our counter a little bit so we have a place to put our burgers together.
Okay, let's
While
do it.
those finish.
Look at the, and Kenwa, the aroma.
Oy,
It's
Smell
so
the basil?
fabulous.
heaven. It's
Heaven.
just heaven.
Yeah.
You know, these are the classic comfort spices in here that just make you think of home and mom and grandma and the family and just universal.
Look at that. Let's see. Do
And
we
they just
flip them
have the
again?
most-
Are we going to flip them or not?
They can sit almost indefinitely in there.
Really?
We're just
Okay.
really trying to get a little brown.
Okay, now
And-
what's the flame? Because I burn everything. This is my story. So it's
low.
not that. Yeah, it's pretty low.
It's pretty low.
Because I have a tendency, no matter what I do, I burn everything, and that's just me. I think.
Now, to complete this burger, I have on the recipe the aioli, and I
Yeah.
have on the recipe the patties. I'm putting a couple other things on, which is
Let's do it.
avocado and a salad that I
Woohoo!
made.
All right.
This
So-
is a meal.
We'll get
I
those.
know. Wow. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
A proper meal.
This is a nice little salad of
Oh, my
butter,
gosh.
living butter lettuce and radicchio and mushrooms.
Whoa! Oh my God, that looks so great.
Radicchio.
I
That's one of my
love
favorites.
that. Oh my gosh, look at this gorgeous salad.
And there's
There's
our
the aioli. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
If you don't mind me talking for a minute about what I forgot to put in, which is in the ones that we're going to eat, is nutritional yeast.
Oh.
And nutritional yeast, people think is just organic because it's nutritional yeast, but the fact is most nutritional yeast is not organic. I buy from the fields. I only see them on
Let's see.
Amazon. So
From the fields, organic nutritional yeast, and this is so important. It has B12. It's
Yes.
almost like a superfood.
it is a
Yeah.
superfood,
Yeah.
and that is in
Yes.
the ones that we're going to taste.
Okay, let's
And
taste it.
I've also
Woohoo!
got some organic
Oh.
sprouted wheat buns
Oh, wow.
from Foods for Life.
Yes, Food for Life, where some of the recipes come from the Bible.
Yes, that's
Yes,
absolutely
I
the
know.
Ezekiel
I was talking to somebody who was very interested in the Bible, and I said, "Come on, my bread is from the Bible," and it's true.
Yeah, and
Look
we-
at this. Oh, you're taking it right out of the oven. There they
we
are.
have these ready to
Whoa.
go.
Woohoo!
Okay.
You are an expert, my friend. I can tell. Right, I can tell.
I
Your
actually
boy.
grilled the buns a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
With something called melt. It's Miyoko's is a good one. Melt is a good one. It's like an
okay.
organic vegan
Yeah.
butter.
Got it.
And
Okay.
it's excellent.
Whoa.
Okay.
My cat even likes Miyoko.
Miyoko's is amazing.
We love Miyoko's, and she's coming out with hard cheese next year. So
Woohoo!
that's exciting. Instead
All
of
right.
the spraying
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not sure how much time we have left,
No,
but I can
let's
throw
do
some
it.
burgers together for
Yeah,
you guys.
let's do
but
it.
You don't want the bun, or
Well, I'll take a bite with the bun,
Okay.
and then
so then
yeah.
I'm gonna get.
I'll try it. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a plate. Excuse me, and we'll put a couple together.
I'll have the burger with the bun. It'll be breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
There you go. And we're gonna put some aioli on,
There we go.
and you can put
Gorgeous.
as much as you like.
Okay. There we go.
And here's the top. Mm-hmm. You can't have too much veg in it. Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
probably could. Okay,
It's
and
delish.
and that tarragon's going to be amazing.
Woohoo!
Okay,
Look at that.
And we're going to wash my hands and get some of that salad on there.
Oh wow! Look at that. That is gorgeous. Everything you do is plated so pretty.
Thank you. And this is just
Yeah.
full of natural garden
Yeah.
organic flavor.
And then yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay, let's
We
do
can
it.
just turn this off because we have
All
these
right, I'm very excited to taste
grab a
test
little
this.
fork
This
for
is
the-
a veggie burger made from scratch by this amazing man who has a catering company called Rainbowlz.
Rainbowlz. It's
Rainbowlz.
Like, yes, we put the-
Rainbowlz.
Yes.
And with the
Okay.
holidays coming, if you are having a big group of people over, family, friends, the animal family, and you're not up for cooking or cleaning, cater.
Look at this.
Rainbowlz
The patty's
cater your
going on.
party.
Look at how gorgeous that is.
There you go.
Woohoo! Now, would somebody, do you have a camera you can take a shot of this? Because before we eat it, or you know what? I've got a good idea.
Yeah.
She doesn't want a bun. So let's leave that bun for the photo. I can do the taste test. She can taste it without the bun, and then
Okay.
we'll make one more really pretty for the photo.
Okay, very
How
good.
about that?
Very good.
Okay, so Kenwa, it's your turn to be behind the camera.
Alrighty.
We'll do that afterwards. I just
Okay.
realized.
Okay.
So here you go. I'm going to taste test first, and then, do you see me there?
There you
Hey,
are.
There I am. Look at this. Look how gorgeous this is. Look how beautiful.
Oh, those
beautiful.
colors.
And then we get another photographer here. I love it. Okay, you can see that. All right, time for the taste test.
The moment.
It's a
is
sloppy,
at
it's a
hand.
sloppy burger, but aren't they the best? The sloppy ones.
Yes.
They ones are the best.
Oh my god.
We have a winner.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is incredible.
So much wonderful garden goodness in there.
Oh my god.
Good.
This is so delicious.
Oh my God.
It's interesting. I just came from an event that we catered, and I had a bunch of people that came and got some food, and then came and got some more, and they said, usually I'm full by now, but with this heavy stuff that people make, and it's so light. You get the joy of a burger with all the fixins, but you don't get the heaviness, and of course it's 100% vegan and organic.
Oh my god,
Yes.
this is incredible. You got to try this at home, guys.
Great. And,
Oh my god.
And it's good, just as good without the bun, but it's like, for me, the bun
Yeah.
is like a little treat.
Yeah, no, it's
Yes.
incredible.
Can you taste the tarragon?
All the flavors coming together. Now it's your turn, my dear.
All righty.
Okay, whip one for her up, and you don't always have to have the bun. You're going to have one without the bun.
Right.
Okay.
Very good. We're going to get you another plate.
Okay.
And we'll start with a little salad. And by the way, marinated mushrooms are notorious for being soaked and super soft. And I did this just before you folks got here.
And we will
so the
we will
mushrooms
have
some.
the recipe on janeunchained.com by tomorrow. So you just go to janeunchained.com. People are asking, where's the recipe? Where's the recipe? Everybody's like, Benji, you rock. Benji.
Yes, you
Oh, look at that's gorgeous. Oh, look at that.
There
That
you go,
is
because
beautiful.
We eat with our eyes first.
We eat with
Absolutely.
our eyes first. Absolutely.
That is what
So
they teach us.
we do need a photograph of this.
Thank you. Okay.
Look at that. Okay. Well, you know what? We have two left. We'll take photos of them all afterwards. This is gorgeous. Taste test away.
All right, here
Let's
we go.
get you a fork.
Oh,
Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo.
There you go.
fork me. All right.
All right. Dun 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 dun.
I love tarragon. I'm so excited.
This is really great.
That's the idea. That's what we're looking for.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's a unique texture. It's so light. There's no sense of it being oily or heavy. It's like a bit of. It's similar to one of the lightest falafels.
Yes,
It
yes,
does
yes.
have kind of a falafel feel to it. And remember, any vegetables. So at the end of the week, please don't throw the vegetables out.
Yes.
Do what we did.
You know, people throw 40% of the food. Come over here and just,
Okay.
no, right there where you were.
Okay.
And I want to hear your story while she's munching, you know, what's your story?
So my
Your vegan journey.
Yes, so my vegan journey started with, I think I was about 17 years old, and I was never a big fan of meat. I used to tell Mom to leave the steak in the oven until it didn't resemble anything but charcoal.
Yeah.
That's how I could get it down, and I realized when I was about 17, when I started sort of finding my spiritual self, that I didn't want that anymore. And by the time I was 19, I started working at Our Contribution, and that's where the connection between my personal beliefs and my professional aspirations sort of came together. And I was so happy to be there and be a professional vegetarian cook. They closed a year later. That brought me to Follow Your Heart, because where else do you go when Our Contribution closes besides Follow Your Heart? I was there about 15 years. I ended up managing the restaurant, the produce department, the groceries department.
Whoa. Wow.
So I really sort of grew up at Follow Your Heart, and I always consider that home and will for
And
the
for
rest of
those
my
who
life.
don't know, Follow Your Heart is a great restaurant that has incredible vegan, not only items to purchase in a store, tons of produce, and it's this iconic, legendary restaurant where people go for great vegan food. There's a lot of great recipes there.
Yes.
And back just a little insert about Follow Your Heart, that it's such a foundational example of our ability to metamorphosize the
Those are two big words.
agriculture
Man, you got
industry.
two really big words in that sentence.
I brought my thesaurus with me and looked them up when I was on campus.
I thought you said no words more than 4 syllables.
Not me.
Okay,
But-
that was
but-
the other.
But Follow Your Heart was a slaughterhouse. It
I did not know that.
It was a slaughterhouse beforehand.
Wow,
Actually, Follow Your Heart
interesting.
was originally Johnny Weissmiller's health food store. Johnny Weissmiller, former Tarzan.
Yeah.
And a couple guys, Michael Besanson, bought the store from Johnny Weissmiller, moved it around the corner to Larry's Butcher Shop. And Follow Your Heart,
Oh, my
before
God.
the location that is now Follow Your Heart, before it was Follow Your Heart, was Larry's Butcher Shop.
Unbelievable.
So talk about karmic change.
And I know it's the valley, but what area of the valley is it in?
So it is in the West San Fernando Valley, which is in the north part of
But I mean,
LA
what do they
County.
call, like, you know,
Woodland Hills.
Woodland Hills.
Canoga Park,
Woodland
I mean.
Hills.
Yeah.
Woodland Hills.
Canoga Park, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say, you know, I learned so much just watching you cook, the way you chop things, the way you make things. And these veggie burgers are astounding. I want to thank you for taking your expertise and sharing it with our group and with those watching. Maria says, or Mariea O'Connell. Ms. O'Connell says, let's hear the rest of his story.
Okay. So I worked at Follow Your Heart for about 15 years. At that point, I moved on to do a couple different things at Pacific Coast Greens in Malibu, and I opened a lunch counter in Pasadena. I ended up at Motion Picture and Television Fund. I worked there for 17 years. It was hard because of the meat that I had to deal with, but the beauty of it, what balanced it out, was turning on senior citizens to plant-based eating and healthy eating, and watching them actually change. And it's not true. You can teach old dogs new tricks. They embraced it. They loved it. It helps when your heart goes into it. People taste my cooking and they think, what is in there? I can't figure out what it is. It's my heart.
That's right.
I mean that from all of my heart.
And now tell us about your latest venture, which is Rainbowlz.
Yes,
And I
so-
want to just show the name because there it is, Rainbowlz. Rainbowlz.
Yes, Rainbowlz with a Z, because there are other Rainbowlz with an S's, then we didn't want to have any problems. But Rainbowlz is about inclusivity. It's about diversity. It's about eating the rainbow. One thing that we understand as if we're looking at nutrition is the more colors that are natural colors from produce that are on our plate, the more vitamins we're getting. Get all the colors, you're getting all the vitamins.
But what do? You're a caterer.
So Rainbowlz is a catering company. We will grow into being a restaurant, hopefully in the next year or so.
Yay!
And a fast casual restaurant where you can come and build a bowl and go anywhere around the world that you want. I love the sauces. I don't like having to choose which restaurant I want to go to. And Rainbowlz is extremely committed to organic. I feel more than anybody else in the community.
Yes.
It's one of the things that we think sets us apart. And we do catering of all sizes, any events, weddings, and casual. We have pop-ups. If you go to our website, you can see what pop-ups we have. That's a way that you can get a small amount.
And your website is?
Website is rainbowlz.com.
Okay, that's
Great.
pretty easy. And Marcia Schenken says Rainbowlz does holiday ups.
Hi, Marcia.
Yeah,
That would
here
be
you
my
go.
wife, Marcia.
Oh, Marcia.
Yes. Yes.
This is so
Yeah,
amazing.
this is just the best food. Seriously.
You notice that at a certain point, Kenwa stopped talking.
If I
That's
stop
because she was eating.
You know
she
something's
cleaned
up.
off her plate. It's so good. It's so delicious. I can't wait to dive into my fabulous cruelty-free burger. You know, Americans are burger, but burger doesn't have to mean torture and death, heart disease, high cholesterol, and all the other things
And
that come with
environmental
eating and
destruction.
environmental destruction. We can have our burger and eat it too.
Oh
Woo! Way to go, everyone!
Great. And
Whoa!
also something to do with that leftover produce. Don't throw it out. Grind
Yes.
it up with some rice and beans, and you are there. You've got patties, or you can make balls. You can make a loaf. Do whatever you want with
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
a loaf, like a meatloaf.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or veggie loaf.
Yeah, so what you're really saying is take everything at the end of the week that's left over, and this happens, you know, like I buy everything with the best intentions, and then all of a sudden, you're right, it's Sunday night, there's veggies there. Oh my God, I haven't eaten them, but you're saying can you make one of these burgers and freeze it?
Absolutely. They freeze beautifully. There are some things that don't like to be frozen. These burgers love to be frozen. Make a batch, put them in the freezer, take them out one at a time, take them out all at a time. They unfreeze beautifully, and they freeze beautifully.
All right.
Absolutely.
You are amazing. Thank you, Kenwa, for turning us on to this incredible chef, this amazing man. We love you. We love your food. And check out Rainbowlz, Rainbowlz. Woohoo!